Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rob, and today we're going to be looking through my winter survival kit for when I go out to the cabin. Okay, cool. Welcome back, guys. So today I want to go through basically my basic survival kit, which I take out when I go to the cabin. I kind of rotate a bunch of items for when I go out during the summertime. And things I usually take in case I get myself into a situation where I don't want to be in, right? If I break down on the snowmobile, or if I get stranded on a boat, or I get stuck at the cabin, I get into some bad weather, or just general things that I need just in case as a peace of mind, right? So I'm going to go through what I use and what I just throw this big black bag here, packed full of stuff. This is what I throw in the back of the truck, I throw it in the back of the sled. And then I rotate a bunch of stuff out during the summertime and throw it in the boat just so I have it available to me. So I'm just going to go through what I take with me when I go out in pretty much the extreme Arctic or northern remote areas, really. So first thing is I do take my Survivor Hero kit. I did a review on this channel a while back. Around this, it's an 18-in-1. It comes with like flint. It comes with one of those emergency blankets. It comes with a magnifying glass. It comes with something to cut trees down with. It comes with a compass. All the basic kind of really easy survival kit, all cracked up in this tiny little box. I always just keep that in there. It's super simple and comes with a bunch of useful tools. And there's a video from a couple of years ago when I did a review on that. Haven't really had to crack it open, but it is a really super handy kit to have. Now, this is pretty rich, raw, uncut. I pulled this out the back of my sled, so I'm just going to go through this. You're seeing it as it's coming out. So first of all, I do have a pretty hefty first aid kit. It comes with a lot of different things. Comes with a lot of bandages, tension bandages, gauze, those types of things. Full first aid kit. I always have a first aid kit or two. I might even have a smaller one in near the bottom, but yes, first aid kit. I've had this for a very long time, and I always take a first aid kit. You never know when you're going to need something. Second of all, I have flares. We live, and I go out in the middle of absolutely nowhere, and if I get stranded or lost, I want a flare to tell you where I am. Shoot one off, hope for the best, right? I mean, in an emergency situation, you're going to do everything you can to get back to civilization. Always take a socket kit with me. The socket kit is just a basic 70-piece socket kit from Canadian Tire. Comes with a full ratchet set, comes with a screwdriver, comes with some other little bits. Always take one. You're never going to know when you need a socket. It has been many of times I have pulled this out and it has saved me even from something silly as my fireplace having issues, and I had a socket set and it just come in handy. It's better to have it than to not. If you're going out, taking a vehicle, if you got to change a tire, if you don't have a tire changing wrench, it's a peace of mind thing for me. I've had to use it several times, and it is just super handy to have. So definitely take a ratchet set. I have a bunch of little things in here I'm going to go through. I have spare socks and spare socks, dry, and I have a few pairs. Certainly when you're out in the wintertime or even in the summer, but more prevalent in the wintertime is that cold weather. If you get your feet wet, if you manage to get yourself into a sticky situation, or your feet get cold and wet, have a nice couple pairs of warm socks will absolutely save you. I always make sure I take a spare pair of socks in the summertime too. You never know when you're going to need them. It is just an extremely useful thing to have, and there's nothing worse than wet, cold feet. There really isn't. I have a head torch, which is, super handy to have. You're always going to need light. You need to go somewhere. My garage light just popped out. That's probably the reason why I went slightly darker. But head torch, handy to have. You never know when you're going to need it. Definitely keep one. What else have I got in here? I have a whack of these super warmers, right? Stuff for, I got packs and packs of them stuffed in here. Hand warmers galore, man. I tell you, this, you laugh, but hey, these things only last for a couple of hours, and if you need them just to keep the extremities warm, no problem of having a whole bunch of hot hands things in here. I try to put a fresh pack in it every year or every other year and top them up. You never know when you need them for your feet, for your hands. The last thing you want to do is be out in the cold somewhere. You know, your gloves are wet, or your gloves have got really cold, your hands have got cold, you're not moving around, and your fingers start to get basically frostbitten, right? That's what you want to avoid, is basically if you can just hold on to something that's warm. It's good for the spirits, it's good for the fingers, it's good for the feet. You can stick them anywhere, to be honest with you. It's up to you where you really put them, but ultimately, hand warmers. And as you see, I have everything wrapped in plastic bags, and that's primarily because I don't want to get in wet. If I go through the ice, or I fall into the lake, or something happens, I drop the bag in the water at the lake, out of the cabin, I want everything to stay dry. It's not much use to me if it's wet. I have a fire starter with a lighter inside. Again, obvious, super straightforward and obvious, but fire starter block, these things will run for quite some time if it's damp out. If you're using wet wood, the block will keep ignition. You can just keep putting fuel on it. It's a lifesaver. I have a couple of these types of things in this emergency backpack because you never know when you're going to need it. Same thing here. I got a bunch of fire sticks. They're just handy to have, man. They're just handy to have if you're out there and you need to start a fire. The last thing you want to be doing is like blowing on one of the survivor pack little straws to try to get air. No, just ignite that. Put it, just start putting light tinder on it and just get it going. Just all you want is to get a fire going. Paper towel comes in handy. There was some paper. There was also actually I don't have it in this one. I must have it somewhere else. But toilet paper. Toilet paper is a great one to have. In this case, paper towel will do the job, but toilet paper is always a nice thing to have when you are in the event that you ever need it, for obvious reasons. I do have water. I only have one bottle in here, but I do usually, when I go out, I'm going out for a long period of time, I'll take a bunch of water with me. Nice thing about living up in the North Australia is all fresh water. So worst case scenario, you just drink the lake water if you really had to. Obviously during the winter time where the lake's frozen, maybe that's not so easy, but always take some water with you. I also have, so this is obviously, I have this on the snowmobile and I rotate stuff during the summertime for the, for my summer versus winter, because the gear does kind of change a little bit. But spark plugs, spare spark plugs for the sled, always handy to have in the event that something happens. It looks like one fell out the bag there. To always have a bunch of spare spark plugs. I have a tools kit built into the sled itself, so don't worry too much about that. I have a spare mask for under the helmet for my sled, so again that's winter specific. I also have this. It is a shovel. Is it one of these shovels that you can just tighten up, and it's super handy to have if you ever need one, but essentially you just tighten that all the way to the end so it doesn't move, and you've got yourself a little shovel that you can use. It also comes as an axe, where you can, there's supposed to be a bit of a serrated edge here. I've never tried to chop a tree with it. I never probably would either, but little shovel for if you're wanting to dig yourself out of some snow, or dig yourself a bit of an area to camp down in for the night. Super convenient, easy shovel to use. Always like to keep it in there in case I get stuck or something. What else have I got in here? I got a wind up light. So one of these lights that you just, it's a hand pressing one. So it's a hand pressing light, flashlight. Another flashlight to the collection. Can't have enough flashlights. I've got a mini hatchet. Handy little hatchet to have. At least you can try and cut up some small bits of firewood with it. But again, it's just another tool for the, I do usually carry a knife as well, but that's usually on me. But nice little hatchet to have. Never know. I got some glow, well, I got one glow light. Doesn't seem to be like the rest of it's really kicking around, but one glow light. Another spark plug's falling out of the bag. again, it's a glow stick. It's in there. It's just one of these things that's ended up in my bag. More hand warmers or feet warmers. I have a 16-inch drill bit for drilling ice to make sure it's deep enough. I got sled tow hitch. I got a spare belt in here, which it's not really much a whole lot of showing you guys. Spare belt, and I think that's it. There's also, I think there's just like a mini toolkit. Mini toolkit I can put in here for the sled. And that's it. I used to have some snacks and stuff in here, and this is a good reminder for me to come back and just check all my gear and make sure I have everything that I need for the next time I go out. But this is all the general equipment I take out with me when I go out to the cabin or go out on the sled. It's better to be over prepared than under prepared, in my opinion, and making sure that you've got some basic life-saving stuff. Main thing is warmth up here. Certainly in the wintertime, is main thing is just able to get that fire going, finding some dryish wood, get a fire going, and just staying warm until you can get some help. It's a good sign. It's fire's obviously super helpful to make sure that you can be seen, you stay warm, and you can also cook stuff on it if you got food. But that's generally it. That's my survival kit. I got a bit of a summer kit that I have that has a few different things in it, but generally for the winter time, that's it. You can you can get all types of different stuff from grapples to get you out of the ice if you have to. And yeah, that's my survival kit. Hope it was intriguing. Hopefully maybe you add some of these pieces to your arsenal, and maybe there's some pieces that, hey, Rob, maybe I need to include. So if you have any great ideas, if there's anything that you think I should take out with me when I go out into the cold, then leave a comment down below. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.